All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today I come to you with a heavy heart because we are coming to the end of an era here in this channel. And first, I have a very important question for you. Are you standing in the way of your own blessings? Think about it. We're going to come back to that question a little later on in the video. So this is it. This is the final video that I'm ever going to produce in this basement. Don't worry, this isn't the end of the channel. I'm just moving, that's all. So for the last 5 years and 2 months, I've made most of the content for this channel right here in this basement in Cleveland, Ohio. In this home that, considering all things and all possibilities, I'm very fortunate to own. But this journey all started about 13 years ago after hitting rock bottom, after filing for bankruptcy even, and after moving back to Cleveland with nothing. Humble beginnings is how I started this incredible phase of my life that ultimately brought me to where I am right now, right here with all of you. And as you're watching this video, if it's during the week of January 24th, 2024, I'm doing what I've been hoping to do since landing in Cleveland 13 years ago, and that is I'm finally leaving Cleveland. I'm actually in a U-Haul truck driving right now, but I recorded this video last week so that you wouldn't be lonely this week. And I didn't make this video to speak negatively about the place that I'm leaving, and I certainly didn't make it to ignore or forget where I came from, but to take the opportunity to help share my perspective, which I believe is a very important perspective that we can all relate to. So here's another question. Have you ever been caught thinking that where you are isn't maybe where you wanted to be, or where you even intended to be? The fact that you're watching a channel about sobriety, I think, says it all, right? None of us told our high school guidance counselors that we intended on having a drinking problem when we grew up, right? But regardless of the things that maybe we wish for, what we want, or what we hope for, the universe has a way of putting us exactly where we need to be. I think a lot of people get caught up in a victim mentality and take certain blessings and opportunities for granted because those blessings and those opportunities don't look like what we imagined, or because they aren't exactly what we asked for, what we prayed for, what we fantasized about. The problem becomes when we stand in the way of our own blessings, when we reject the form that those blessings come in, when it isn't packaged the way that we hoped, when it doesn't come in the exact color that we wanted, when it doesn't have the heated seats or more square footage or six-pack abs, or when it doesn't have a tiny waist or a perfect credit score or an advanced degree. Sometimes we even have the nerve to be in the company of somebody who actually cares about us, but then spend hours thumbing through social media, complaining that we're bored and wishing that we had more friends. The problem is when our expectations don't match our reality. But isn't the real problem maybe a sense of entitlement? Isn't the real problem a sense of delusion or maybe even denial? Is it possible that our expectations are too high and that our efforts don't match our fantasies, wishes, and prayers? I'm going to say that one again. Is it possible that our efforts don't match our fantasies, wishes, and prayers? They say that luck is a simple formula of when opportunity meets preparation. And I get a lot of people commenting every week saying, wish me luck in getting sober. But in reality, it would be more effective to wish you proper preparation so that you're ready when the opportunity comes. I also get a lot of people asking to pray for me, but isn't it more likely that God favors those who are willing to help themselves? So what does that mean? Well, let me ask you a question on the topic of God, whether or not you're spiritual. Do you sometimes maybe treat God like a genie, like a wishing well, like Santa Claus? If God is in you, wouldn't it serve you best to take action, to show yourself that you're putting in the work and the effort, that you're worthy of the blessings that you're asking for? Let's say your intention was to get out of the place that you're currently in. Your options are to 1, have an intervention, 2, some sort of displacement, or 3, taking action. And I say all this because regardless if your goal is to get sober or to be in a better relationship, to improve your health, to maybe get a better job, to move to a city with more opportunity, all goals take preparation, practice, patience, and persistence. And when you show this kind of discipline and couple this discipline with faith and effort, every goal becomes achievable. And yes, sometimes in my case, it takes 13 years. It's nobody's fault that my own expectations of living in a larger city didn't line up with my reality of having to move back home with my mom after filing for bankruptcy 13 years ago. I had to take a cold, hard look in the mirror, and I had to take a cold, hard look at what little I had left. A mattress laying on the ground, a desk, a laptop, a cat, and some clothes. Fortunately, I was able to keep my car to get to and from work, and I had to start the very slow process of rebuilding my life, of rebuilding my credit, of rebuilding my finances, of trying my best to make more better decisions instead of worse decisions, but also too still making a ton of worse decisions. But I never missed a credit card payment. I worked as many hours as I could. I met somebody, I fell in love, and I was lucky enough to buy this house. I started a YouTube channel about getting sober in this very house. And then I helped that person that I love to move out of this house when they decided that they wanted to leave. And then I left this house and watched my dad die while I wasn't sober and while I wasn't proud of myself. And then I found myself getting sober, again, and decided that enough is enough. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, just like you are. I knew that if I was going to experience the love that I hoped for, the joy that I wished for, the stable mental health that I knew I was missing out on, that I needed to take action, that I needed to be accountable, that I needed to change who I hung out with, where I went, what I did, how I spent my free time, even what I ate, when I went to bed, and if and when I did all the things that I'm supposed to for a change by listening to that voice that's inside all of us. That voice that's our internal compass that sets us in the direction of universal truth. The voice that speaks to you in every one of these videos. And when our opportunity comes, and that opportunity is met with preparation, that's when we create our own luck. That's when our dreams come true. Our wishes become reality and our prayers are answered. And I'm incredibly grateful for every day that I spent in this basement making content for you. I'm grateful for all the lessons that I learned with and without consequence. I'm grateful for every inch that I've traveled to become who I am and to be where I'm going. And most importantly, to help inspire and motivate you to do your best and to be your best. And just like you, I may have been guilty of not accepting my blessings or wondering why it looked like this instead of that, or why it happened here instead of there, or how many more winters I was going to have to put up with. But part of accountability is taking responsibility for where you are, learning the lessons that you need to learn, not skipping any steps, taking the time to self-reflect and know that everything is temporary and this too shall pass. And know that it isn't about where you are in life, it's about what you do when you get there. It's about making the most with what you have. It's about showing gratitude for all the things that most people take for granted. By continuing to show up each and every day and putting in the effort so that when the universe does roll call on the day of your next blessing, you can stand up proud, raise your hand and say, I am present. I am prepared. I am ready to receive, and I will not stand in the way of my own blessing. And I will accept whatever's coming my way, even if it doesn't look like what I imagined. I will keep an open mind. I will keep an open heart. And I will show the universe that I'm ready for whatever comes next by not taking this opportunity for granted. Now, for the next few weeks, I'm going to take some well-deserved time off while I'm preparing to live in a new city and while I'm preparing to sell this home or maybe rent it out. I'm still not sure yet. And in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be re-uploading some of our old favorite videos for all the newest members of the community here who maybe haven't seen some of the older videos. And I'd like to officially ask you all for help for the very first time to make a donation to help us out while we're in this very huge state of transition. This is the biggest move that I've ever made in my life. I'm literally moving every single thing out of my 3-bedroom home across the country, and I'm a little bit nervous, I'm a little bit scared, I'm a little bit excited, and everything that you see here will have to be disassembled this week. Well, it was last week on your timeline, and everything has to be put into boxes. All these lights and cameras and lenses and microphones, everything has to be packed up, all the wires, everything has to be taken down, and it's a huge effort because I'm going to be rebuilding this studio 1,300 miles away. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from all of you in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your self-improvement journey, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to see another one of our videos, click here.